when it comes to nutrition, health, and wellness, it seems that policymakers and politicians are incredibly out of touch with reality. I want to share with you some images from the Farm Bill Reauthorization Committee. The chairman, John Fetterman, who just had a stroke and has suffered from major clinical depression, he is drinking a Gatorade, which, lest I remind you, has 36 grams of sugar, which is not good for pretty much anyone, especially if you're recovering from a stroke or have clinical depression. And keep in mind that he's been treated at Walter Reed Hospital by arguably some of the top physicians here in the US. And he is part of the reauthorization of the Farm Bill, which is, again, arguably one of the most important acts of legislation when it comes to nutrition, wellness, the whole SNAP program, organic research when it comes to organic food research at universities, and allocating funding to do food and nutrition research, helping small farmers get subsidies so they can create organic crops and feed Americans healthy food. The chairman is drinking a Gatorade. My friends, I mean, we've seen this throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. I remember the governor of New Jersey taking a selfie, eating a Big Mac and drinking a soda pop, or telling people to stay home while he's having processed food that, without question, we now know the conditions linked with consumption of that food were risk factors for severe disease and hospitalization. And that picture went viral on Twitter. And now we have a chairman of the most important nutrition legislation bill here in the US. Billions of dollars go into the Farm Bill. It's currently being reauthorized for 2023. He's drinking a Gatorade with 36 grams of sugar, and he just is recovering from a stroke and clinical depression. Again, you can see here, so John Fetterman, he's a Democrat from Pennsylvania, and so the Subcommittee on Food and Nutrition, Specialty Crops, Organics, and Research chair. There's a Gatorade right there. This, my friends, and again, I'm not just picking on him because he's a Democrat. I'm an independent. I vote based upon policies, not the politicians. They're all corrupt. They're all bad. They all have shortcomings. And we should have term limits on these individuals. But it's important to recognize that how can someone be in a position where they're allocating nutrition resources and SNAP programs and food for low-income parts of the country and such, and they themselves have a chronic disease, a stroke and depression, and they're drinking Gatorade. These people are really out of touch with reality. And so I think it's important to recognize some of the previous allocation of spending, what the Farm Bill actually goes towards. As I mentioned, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, like food stamps and such, goes towards grants for small farmers, emergency food assistance programs, commodity supplemental food programs, and much more. So if the people that are at the top deciding where your dollars, your tax, hard-earned tax money is going towards, allocated towards when it comes to nutrition, if they themselves don't understand the importance of nutrition and wellness and avoiding processed foods and sugar and all the ingredients that are in Gatorade, especially considering the fact that they are recovering from a major chronic disease. We know someone that has a stroke arguably had underlying cardiovascular metabolic risk factors. How can we trust that this program is going to involve the best spending allocation towards resources that will help people become healthier? It's just really insane to me that your tax dollars go to invest millions and billions of dollars in these programs, and a lot of that goes towards foods that are hyperpalatable, ultra-processed, that directly contribute to the development of chronic diseases. And that's why we had such a major problem here with COVID, with obesity, with childhood depression, suicides. We know drug overdoses now are the third leading cause of mortality because there's a mental health crisis in this country. And the people at the very top are part of the problem. Whether Fetterman has a financial affiliation with Gatorade and its subsidiaries, or he has chosen to drink Gatorade, even though he is suffering from admittedly depression and recovering from a stroke, this is just not good, my friends. And so we need more good people to get into politics and policy to influence the spending of our tax dollars to actually go to help people, not harm people. And that's the point of this video, is these grassroots efforts when it comes to meeting up and going to seminars and organizing meetups and Facebook groups and all of this. courses, these all are really helping people become healthier, not these omnibus packages that are, diverting millions, billions of dollars towards commodity crops that create the ultra-processed, disease-forming foods that make people overweight, pre-diabetic, diabetic, hypertensive, and the like. And so it's important to recognize that the people at the top, it seems that they are completely disconnected from reality, from research. So it's important to follow people who walk the walk. And you yourself, Dr. Ken Berry articulates this and puts language to it much better than I can. But the most important thing that we can all do is become the change that we want to see. To not buy the Reese's Pieces. I was at a coffee shop and there was all these people buying Rice Krispie treats with Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups. And these things, I'm not kidding you, were like 6 by 6 by 3. These are massive. I mean, if you wanted to give yourself obesity and diabetes and hypertension, just eat this. And there were people in this coffee shop having meetings, crushing these Rice Krispie treats with these massive lattes and sugary drinks, and no one seemed to care because the people at the top are part of the problem. They themselves have these chronic diseases, and they don't appear to be taking nutrition, health, and wellness very seriously. So how can we trust that they're going to reallocate your tax dollars to invest in nutrition research that will help the health of Americans? And that, I think, is a problem. And so that's why it's really important to constantly share these videos with your friends and family, whether it's my videos or other people's videos, and initiate this grassroots movement. Go to seminars, create a meetup in your community, start getting people to go on a cold plunge in the ocean. There's this Puget Sound cold plunge group, and that's now 40 some odd people are cold plunging on Sundays. Organize a meetup over the summer where you have people working out. Be the change in your community, in your own family, in your own social group, so that you can influence people and cause people to come to you and say, hey, what are you doing? How do you look so good? How come you're in your 50s and you look like you're 30? I was talking with a client earlier today who's 85 years old, and people think she's in her 50s. She is really walking the walk, and we're talking about N-acetylcysteine and glycine, and she's actually a MyoSense customer, and we're going on and on about all the things that she takes to optimize her health and how she's outlived many of her family members and friends. It's because of her lifestyle choices, avoiding the very foods that the policymakers are consuming and seemingly endorsing in front of a committee. If you look on C-SPAN, the Farm Bill reauthorization committee was, 60, 70 people deep. And here the chairman is drinking a Gatorade, 36 grams of sugar. It's like that is sending the wrong message to Americans. I don't know that people necessarily look up to these politicians, but it is important to acknowledge that nutrition matters. So be the change that you want to be in your community, in your peer group, at your workplace, within your family, so that people will come to you and see, wow, okay, when I go out to dinner with Mike, he's not having the bread. He's not having the sweet potato curly fries. He's drinking water. Like, maybe I should do that too if I would like to not gain the weight that often happens as we age. So friends, just wanted to share that with you. Be the change that you want to see, especially when it comes to nutrition, health, and wellness. We can do this. Organize a meetup group, get some friends together, go do a workout, a cold plunge, barbecue, do something. That is how we make change, my friends. So thanks for being part of that change. Thanks for sharing this video. Thanks for hitting the like button. We'll catch you in a future episode down the road. Bye now.